And that is death to most people. Because eventually you get old and then you're not young again. So it's a way of saying, when I talk about assets and liabilities, one of the most important things you have in your life is time. It's one of your greatest assets, or it's your liability. Oh! Oh! And being, I just turned 70, and I have friends.
Now, I'm a big fan of audiobooks, and I listen to a lot of them, and it's just a little bit ridiculous. So Audible, if you're listening, sponsor me. This video will be covering the two books that together deliver a powerful message for success and satisfaction in your work and home life. This book starts out with the story of Icarus and how he flew too high and ended up dying because of his hubris. Seth Godin takes this message of not to fly too high and turns it on top of its head. Why not fly high? What about flying too low? As that will surely kill you. Flying in the Goldilocks zone is a metaphor for being complacent. The following quote from his book sums up his point quite perfectly. If you're unhappy with being complacent, you will have to do something uncomfortable, like flying too close to the sun, to create your art and find true happiness. Rich Dad Poor Dad is a story about how the author Robert Kiyosaki, as a young child, had two fathers. Now, this might sound weird at first, and I think this was the hook that he used to get you to read further, to figure out that it wasn't some kind of weird three-way kind of family. This book is structured into 6 lessons. These lessons, although they seem convoluted on the surface, each speak to developing skills for self-preservation in the form of independent education. Robert also speaks on minding your own business. Although this seems like snarky advice, Robert means that you must focus on what you need to do to achieve your dreams. Because you are your own business at the end of the day. Your productivity affects your outcome. Without spoiling too much about these books, the combined message from my interpretation is that you should not aim to be complacent and fly too low, because that will ensure your death. While aiming high is beneficial, doing so without the discipline and self-education will definitely lead to you perishing.